This is a video that's done like a million times over, but I just feel like it's something I want to bring up and talk about it again. But we should talk about acab. All cops are bad. See, the reality is a lot of people still see the police as this thing that's meant to help them. And the truth is that from their very inception as slave catchers in the United States, the police exclusively exist to protect property, and not explicitly even your property, just property of the one that creates the most wealth or impact of not having it. I'm going to give you just one example to look up here on TikTok as a clear sort of indicator of the actual intent of the police. It is not a public service to the people, and as multiple court cases have implied, they're not actually meant to help people. I want y'all to take a look at the account Food Not Bombs. It's a really great TikTok account in Houston of a group of people that are feeding people outside of a public library. And if you feed more than 5 people without a permit on public property, you'll get fined. And they're at, 89 tickets now? They've been posting videos showing that the creator gets fined every day. They come by every day. They are volunteering to write them up with the intent exclusively to write them up. Are the police enforcing the law? Yeah, you could argue that's what the law is, and that's what they're enforcing. Are the police protecting and serving the people? No, that's not at all what they were doing. In fact, the case I was talking about earlier was a case in 1989. It was DeShaney versus Winnebago County Department of Social Services. It was ruled by the Supreme Court that the police have no specific obligation to protect. Now again, this requires a more critical examination of law itself to determine the intent towards protecting individuals or property. But what it really boils down to is, if the police aren't there to protect and only there to enforce laws, what are they protecting? And for people who are more educated on the legal system, they understand that it systemically works against a lot of minorities, including people in terms of class, race, sexuality, etc., that if enforcement of an unjust system occurs, that means the agents of those that enforce this unjust system cannot in any circumstance be just. I'm going to repeat this in the form of deductive reasoning to make it simpler, but if the system is unjust and police enforce that system, police are unjust.